It is the final 9 holes of the 2022 Birdie Open presented by Gatekeeper Media, a PDGA A-Tier. We are back here in Iron Hill, and we've got a battle on our hands that includes the players on our card and the chase card. I am Felix of Run Productions.
And I am Conrad of Run Productions.
And Conrad, like we talked about, we've got a battle going through all 6 women at this point for this event.
Yes, and the back 9 is a proving ground. If you can play it clean, you can come out on top, but it can easily take strokes from you on any one of these holes. Starting out on hole 10, which is a par 5 playing at 615 feet, you want to make this initial turn, which comes up kind of quick, and land by the railroad ties if possible. You want to get through this secondary gap here, making your way down the fairway, staying in the fairway so that you have a relatively easy approach shot into the green to see if you can't secure a birdie. A birdie is possible here, but it's going to take 3 well executed shots to get there. We have Becky starting off, and she's going left hand backhand, and that worked out perfectly.
Great shot.
She's even past the gap that you want to shoot through for your second shot.
What a high level shot that was.
I think that Eden is going too straight.
Yeah. Nearly hits the spotter there.
And we'll see if Emily can put a little move to the left on her shot. And she does, getting around the corner, skipping up. She's a little bit more left than she was on the previous rounds, but she still has a gap to hit from over there.
She's played this hole off the drive really well all 3 rounds. You can kind of punch him back out towards the gap there and being in the meat of the fairway.
And Emily playing that perfectly out into the middle of the fairway. And Becky going with a forehand on this, flexing it around and finding the middle of the fairway as well, just behind Emily.
Eden here with her 3rd.
Oh, wow.
Getting a big flare off the ground there.
She threw it low. I guess she was intending on getting that skip, but it skipped straight and kept going.
Finally gets a Becky shot there. Puts it right in the middle. There's that glow approach disc from Castleplast that she's been throwing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's turned over a bit, though.
Over, yeah.
Is it going to be lucky and find a sneaky gap? Looks like she might have a look from over there.
Yeah, it's outside the circle. Doesn't look like it's too obstructed.
Dealing with this tree on her backswing here is Eden with a short flick. Doesn't quite get the snap on it. Couldn't quite get her arm all the way back and engage the snap on that throw, and it cost her there as it filters to the right. Becky with a long
look. And just off to the left off to the right. Never really touching anything, but leaving her with a little tester.
Good putt there.
Eden, on the other hand.
See that one more time on the run back. Beautiful touch. Again, very smooth, powerful stroke on all of her putts all weekend. Long bid for Emily. Not to be outdone. Getting a run back of her own. Not going to big putt her. She puts this one high and right. Crashing that right-hand side of the basket. Dropping on in for the birdie.
And Becky put in her tester for a par.
Emily with the only birdie on hole 10 here in the final round. Clutch putt. Bringing it just 1 stroke off now behind Eden and Becky, with Michelle still leading.
Hole 11 is a par 4 coming in at 475 feet. With this one, you have generous gaps on the left and the right. You want to get to an initial landing area so that you can approach the green. It's slightly guarded, not too much. There are trees everywhere. We'll say that on every single hole. But once you get to the green, a few rocks, a few trees to dodge, you have a putt to finish up, clean up for a par.
Emily, after the birdie, takes the box here. Drifting this one to the right-hand side and getting...
Wow. That stayed clean the entire way.
Nothing to stop her. Yeah, just kept going right-hand side.
So she's on the hole 12 MPO's fairway.
Becky taking the lefty gap here and filtering right back towards the middle of the fairway there. Eden with that choppy flex forehand.
Making its way through and ending up behind a set of trees, but she should be able to step around and approach easily from there. Becky swinging it wide around the trees and finding herself drifting towards circle's edge, just outside of it.
Just outside of it, yeah. She'll have a look there for the birdie. And Emily away from the right-hand side there. Playing from the other fairway, basically. Coming across. And does a good job to get back onto this fairway from where she was.
I applaud her from getting over there clean.
A little bit of a funky tree kick there actually helps Eden as it pushes her closer and inside the circle.
And Emily giving her high bid. Landing short, but still an easy cleanup for her. And Becky, hitting the koozie, just not high enough.
Yeah. More height. Eden with a good birdie putt there. Nicely played hole.
And Emily trying to clean up with her par. Puts it in over the cage.
She will do so. Hole 11 playing pretty friendly. Actually, a half a stroke below par with half of the field. Actually carding the birdie. Eden, Fornoff, as you just saw, Margaret Sassaman, and our leader, Michelle Frazier. Moving to a more difficult hole 12. Alright, we come to hole 12, as we said, a little bit of a more difficult hole playing for the FPO field at just 300 feet, a par 3, a straight gap shot the entire way with a slight downhill and left to right slope at the end of its flight here. Keeping your disc finishing in the right direction will be key here, as these boulders and this slope can easily cause your disc to pick up and roll away towards the OB, which runs on the right hand side of this hole the entire length of the hole. Forehand shot will be tricky here, as controlling the spin will be crucial here for Eden. And she gets a kick towards that OB, but looks like she stayed up and inbounds.
Emily going with her backhand, staying over to the right, to the left a little bit, and finishing up towards the rocks. Should have an easy pitch down to save a par. Becky hitting the tree and staying to the left even further. She will be in scramble mode from up there.
Let's just go overhand again. Saw her have success with this earlier on.
Whoa.
Is that a roller?
It looked like it was.
She ends up somewhere near the top there, the rock bed. Have to see when she gets down there how that actually ended up.
Eden trying to find a way to
This is a
approach.
scary angle, but
Yep.
she gets it to sit down and check up.
Yep, that circle's edge with a scary death putt looking next.
And that sits as well there.
Try to see if Becky's laying this up or running it.
Oh, that was a bit all the way off the cage.
I wasn't going for it.
Oh, she said she wasn't.
Could have fooled us.
One of those accidental layups that's good.
Yeah.
And Eden making good on that circle's edge putt downhill into the basket, making her par. Good recovery from her drive. Emily has a tap in, a bag tap in putt for her par. And Becky is tapping in for her bogey. Same, came close to saving par.
Very close.
Accidentally, but
You see Eden there 2 strokes ahead of these 2 ladies, but still running behind a few strokes of Michelle.
hole 13, which is a par 3, playing at 360 feet. It's playing a little bit less than that since you have to go downhill. You do have OB the entire length of the hole on the right with the parking lot, which is a little treacherous when you think about it because any kid could end up taking you over that way. You want to come down here turning from right to left as you approach to get into the green area. We have seen this hole parked during this event. Wouldn't mind seeing that again.
We had such a funny hole because you need the disc to move right to left, but everything about this hole is moving left to right, and gravity is also moving left to right for the majority of this hole.
So Eden early released into a tree there off the box. Emily is drifting to the right a little too early. I mean, to the left a little bit too early.
And just to stay up there, though, she'll have a tricky look down to try to save her par. This is a tough lefty hole there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this time she's not getting the flip that she's been getting on most of her discs this round.
But I heard a knock, so hopefully that fell down and didn't filter through into the OB.
Committed shot here.
Eden basically trying to execute the tee shot from a shorter position there.
Does well. Gives herself a look. Becky did manage to stay inbounds on this right-hand side here, so she's looking to line up a hyzer back towards the pin.
Oh yeah, inside the circle.
Very nicely done.
So Emily must have filtered way down there if we still haven't got to her shot yet.
Yeah.
Eden is definitely running this. Gets slowed down by the branches, but still close enough to clean that up.
Going down to a knee here. A bit of a low ceiling to deal with. Trying to open up the gap as much as she can here. She's got to navigate around a few smaller trees.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful shot.
I didn't realize how far down she got. She was actually giving that a run.
Nice putt there for the bogey save for Eden.
Becky trying to clean up for her par. Oh, misses the chains high right. Falls out. So she'll be tapping in for her bogey. And how confident is this putt? Let's see.
Bag on?
Bag on? Okay,
No,
no,
bag
the
off.
bag
Okay.
off.
Pro move.
And she's in for her par as well. So again, a very tight battle on our card here, 19, 20, and 21.
Absolutely. No birdies on that hole. It's played half a stroke above par. We come to hole 14. A little bit of an easier hole. This one a par 3, a straight shot at 300 feet. Really just taking your fairway mid-range or your distance driver depending on your comfort level. throwing your hyzer to straight shot or forehand to straight shot up this gap here and controlling your finish on the end here is pretty crucial. Not much in the way in terms of the green. It's one that these ladies are going to be attacking. We're putting a little more angle on her drive this time than she did the first 2 rounds, but still ends up pretty much in the same spot all 3 rounds.
Yeah, I think it's because of the elevation that she puts on the disc. Getting out there just stalls out there. Eden put a nice little flex move on hers. Is it going to make it all the way back? It does.
Very nice.
And she's going to be just outside the circle.
At this point, these ladies are all aware of the score and they're trying to make a push there as late tree clips down Becky's drive in the prime of its life.
So much to live for.
This one needs to filter back, but just kind of hangs out there and drifts left the entire way.
She was trying to steer it with her hand, but
doesn't always work.
Doesn't mean you shouldn't try, though.
Of course. And
oh my goodness, that was great.
Of course.
That was so good.
All weekend, Emily's been running.
Like, I don't have that putt, so like when I see that, it's just...
Oh no, just low. I'm sure that's one that Eden would like to have back.
Mm-hmm.
And Becky.
Oh my gosh.
Just off the top
everyone
as well.
has hit metal.
Mm-hmm. Fortunate bogey there for Becky. We'll see a couple of par drop-ins here for Eden and Emily.
Mm-hmm.
As they continue to stay the course here as we head closer to the finish line.
And I can tell you both of them definitely want to make up these strokes because they have Michelle, who is 2 or 3 holes in front of them, just, pulling away.
Mm-hmm. We've got a battle on our hands all the way down the stretch. Check out our Patreon crew over at patreon.com/AceRunPro. For just $3 a month, you can become an Ace Runner. You get exclusive and early access to content, monthly and quarterly giveaways, podcasts, special guests, interviews, all kinds of goodies. Check us out at patreon.com/AceRunPro. Hole 15 is a par 3 coming in at 250 feet. This one is a straight shot with a gap that you must hit off the tee in order to find any kind of success on this hole. It does grade slightly uphill the entire length of the hole. At 250 feet, it's one that you want to get, but one that's proved elusive so far throughout this entire weekend. Let's see how this final card handles it here during this final round.
We have Emily up. She hits the initial gap and is bound to find another tree. So she's outside of circle 1, just on the right-hand side. Let's see what Eden does here with her forehand. Oh, she squeaks by that tree, but finds another.
Yeah. There's at least two or three trees out there.
And Becky squeaks by 2, but finds a different tree.
Pretty much a straight look here for Eden. I expect her to be able to execute this upshot very well, and she's done so. She's done pretty much all weekend with that forehand. And I believe that's a zone or a buzz that she's flicking on most of those shots.
Looked like it was a zone.
Becky putting it out to about 25 feet. Emily, I'm assuming she's running this like she's run everything.
Without question. High, coming back over. Oh my goodness. I thought it was I'm waiting for him to go in. I'm waiting for all of them to go in now.
Mere inches away every time. Nice putt there for Becky to clean up her par.
Although she just bogeyed on the mini pickup.
Always.
She did.
Yeah. It's hard to do both.
Yeah. Takes a lot of concentration for both.
Mm-hmm. par cleanup there. For Eden and Emily will have a tap in for her par, but they're needing birdies at this point, not pars.
Yeah.
It's getting very late in the round.
There's 3 holes left. Hole 16 is a par 4 playing at 500 feet. You want to get through this initial gap here. We say this a lot. I feel like every hole description is the same. Get through a gap, miss the trees, miss the rocks, make your way to the green, and try to save a par. Or maybe get a birdie. With this hole, there's a secondary tunnel that you want to get through, and the green is here with a nice little rock formation for the basket, with a few guardians right around the basket as well.
Yeah, the same strategy kind of is what you're taking from hole to hole on this course, and that one clips a late tree there on the right-hand side.
First strategy is hit the gap and miss the tree.
And a lot of these holes are really just breaking it down, shot over shot, you know, chunk at a time.
And she puts a lot of angle on that one. Maybe too much. The tree helps out just a bit. Becky sends that. She gets around that tree. She's going to be right in the middle.
Very nicely done there.
That is where she was aiming to be.
So she'll be in the best position of the 3 drives so far. The standstill for Emily clips a late tree on the right side of the fairway there, but keeps her in place still. Emily going with the backhand here.
Yeah, I think from where they are, you have to swing it out to the right to try to come back.
Eden going with the backhand. Damn, almost got through the entire round without messing up.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
And she's done a great job there. She's going to have a look.
She's just outside the circle, yeah.
Here's Emily.
There's Emily. With that glow Costaplas. Ooh.
I don't know if she was meaning to go up that right side like that, but gets a pretty favorable kick back over.
It's kind of stable, so I can see her trying to get through one of those gaps and having it fade out, but Becky putting a little ante on this. Oh,
man, I was liking that. I wanted to see where it was going to end up.
Yeah.
Got that marvel in her hand again.
So that means she's running it, right?
Probably so. Good approach there.
Yeah.
Puts her just outside the bullseye. Long bid for Becky.
Oh my good. And the rollaway. This is just too much. And it
almost to circle's edge, it looked like. We'll have to see when she gets up there.
I don't think it's quite there, but it's further away than it should be.
We talked about
for being in the basket.
Yeah. Well, we talked about this rock formation the first couple of rounds about how you can get a rollaway on it because it's just shaped that way. Yeah, she's got about 20-25 left.
Slightly elevated. There you go.
That's it.
Great job.
Good focus and concentration. Emily here with this left for her bogey, and she puts it away. Little cameo by Eden's dad there as he's caddying for her this round.
And she puts it away for her par.
So Eden maintaining the lead on this card here with just 2 holes remaining in this final round. We come to hole 17, the first of 2 real separator holes here at the end of this stretch. A par 5, 680 feet for the women. Navigating this initial tree line here as your first step is you want to land somewhere around here, giving you a secondary shot up this very tight and turning fairway that moves just slightly left to right before approaching to this picturesque elevated green here with this rock steps. Not a lot of room up there, but if you push a little further back, you do have more room to give yourself a birdie look and stay up on that platform. Plays well for a flex forehand here as Eden has pushed this a little bit to the right. Maybe wanted a little more angle out of her hand there.
Yeah, didn't quite flex it quite enough. I wonder how understable Becky's disc is here.
This is a straight flip up. Just needs to react nicely on the ground. A little bit more finish than she would have liked.
And that, I was worried about it going too straight, but it hooked up a little bit at the end to give her still a second shot. Eden having to do a forehand.
Back to the middle.
Yep, doing more position play than advancing.
Oh, that's pulled over a little bit further than she would have liked and gets a tree kick there to kind of settles her down on the left-hand side of the fairway.
That was a left-handed patent pending, right? I always have to ask.
Yes.
Oh, Emily putting a nice move on this. Very nice. Center cut of everything right in the opening. Becky going with a nice backhand, understable disc. Hits a tree, and she's right behind Emily. Don't know if Eden is going for the green with this one.
It's a little bit of a far shot if she is. But she does have some pop in that forehand. We've seen that all weekend. Oh, that's a lot of angle.
Yeah, I think she was going there, but she
just torqued it too much.
Yeah.
Becky with the standstill here.
Oh.
Hole 17 will do that to you. Have you questioning everything about your game.
Oh.
That looked like it was yanked a little further right than she would have liked.
Yeah.
Becky throwing the hyzer up, trying to keep it on the top platform, and does so.
Yep, stays up there. Whether you're inside or outside the circle, you just want to be up top.
Right. Putting uphill at this is just not fun. Needs to stay up, hopefully.
It'll stay. Yep.
It does. Good approach there. For Emily Eden over here on the left-hand side, trying to punch something up towards the platform there, and she'll still remain below it.
So she'll be putting, but just has this elevation and things to deal with. Oh, she had the line, just not the distance.
Yeah.
It's hard to judge when you're down like that.
It's a long look here. Floats it over the top for Becky. It stays on the top of the platform. She makes her putt for the double bogey. Really great par there for Emily. This hole 17 did play 0.83 strokes above par. Not surprising. One of the harder holes.
And Eden tapping in for her bogey there.
Yeah, hole 17 tied for the second hardest hole during round 3.
So that brings her and Emily back into one stroke of each other. Our finishing hole here is hole 18. Is a par 4 coming in at 580 feet. You have this tunnel that you need to get through, oddly enough. Once you get to this initial landing area, you'll have another gauntlet of trees to have to navigate as you approach the green. It's slightly uphill with some guardian trees, guardian rocks, guardian boulders, and a guardian koozie for some reason. I don't know why that's there.
It's part of the course. Part of the course. Emily first on the box here after parring hole 17. He's lived this one a little far wide left and is going to get punished with a kick even further left.
And I have to believe that there's no play from over there. Eden goes with a nice forehand, gets to a landing zone. She should have some options from there. And looks like Becky's headed over to the same direction.
Yeah, right by the spotters there. Emily first to act here, having to try to punch some type of big forehand angle coming back out to get to the fairway. Ends up rolling a bit, but
she's over by Eden and Becky now.
filters through and gets a little bit to the left-hand side again there.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're seeing Emily on this back nine relatively clean. She's got the one bogey and the one birdie, so she's pretty much even par for this back nine, and she's done really well all 3 rounds on this back nine.
Mm-hmm, she has. Both Becky and Eden fighting trees on their shots out here. Still trying to make their way to the green.
That fights around. Gets a little bit of a skip back towards the fairway there, which the closer you get to this green, the tighter the fairway becomes.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of opens up at the end there where you get to the actual green itself.
Oh.
One last late tree there clipping down Becky's shot.
Yep, she'll have a clean look, so to speak, over the rocks. And we're going with a high forehand, and that is a great approach.
Beautifully done there.
Again, scramble stats. 1 point for the back.
Oh, yeah. Eden lining up the forehand around as well. She's gone a little deep, but still inside the circle there. Becky lining up a long bid here. Trickles around and settles inside the bullseye.
Oh, just low off the front of the cage, off the very top of the cage too.
Yeah.
So that's 2 strokes that she's had like that I know she wants back. Becky put in for her bogey.
Bogey as well there for Emily, and a double for Eden to close it out. So for our lead card, Emily and Eden finishing in a tie at 22 over, Becky Harris at 25 over par. And your winner is Michelle Frazier, coming from the chase card to take it down. Scorching hot round to finish things out here on the Iron Hill course. Well done, Michelle. I want to thank you guys for checking out all the action of the 2022 Birdie Open. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Ace Run Pro. Like, share, subscribe. Let us know what your favorite hole was on this course. You got to watch 3 rounds of it. Which one stood out to you the most? Tell us in the comments. And a big thank you to our Patreon crew. Thank you, as always, for the incredible support and helping to keep us out here on the road. We look forward to seeing you on the next one. And as always, from all of us at Ace Run Productions,
let's run it.